everyone, myself Dr. Rashi Sharma here. I am Associate Professor in Department of Kriya Sharir, Faculty of Ayurveda, IMS BHU. So today we will talk about the research process. Before proceeding for research process, let us still talk about what is the meaning of the word research. So research means research is to search again, to find out something new out of a basic concept which is provided previously in our ancient texts, in our manuscripts, and several other publications we have seen till ever before. So, finding out a new thing shall be here in a research, and how to carry out a perfect research, how to provide maximum benefit to the society. That thing we'll see in our process, that all steps are carried out in a process of research process. So, let's see what are those steps, what are the series of steps which actually carried out in a research process. So, let's move on to my today's session over here for research process. So, research process consists of series of steps or actions of research to effectively carry out any source of research. So, there are certain points, certain steps we'll see in our today's session. First of all, first topic is selection of a topic. So, we'll find out a perfect entirely new concept or a new topic for our carrying out a research. So that thing is come under the heading of selection of topic. Thereafter we'll go for a extensive review of literature for which we will carry out our research, or on which we will perform our research for the concerned topic. Thereafter, after extensive review of literature, we'll go for formulation of a hypothesis. So basically what hypothesis is, it is an assumption of a possible outcome of a research which is performed by a researcher. Thereafter we'll go for setting some aim and objectives for our concerned research. Aim is to assess something, the one which a researcher hopes to come out of a undergoing research. And objectives are the ways on which researcher will accomplish his or her aim for the undergoing concerned research. Then we'll go for applying certain material and methods which are actual scientific, reliable and valid tools for carrying out some research. Furthermore, after having certain good methodology, we'll go for observation and results. So, having assessment of our findings, we'll find out some observations, and on that behalf, with the use of statistician and computerized software, we'll find out certain possible outcomes or results on the same concern. Finally, we'll also see in our today's session, there are certain methods of communication of research. For that, the researcher at the end, the research which is carried out by the researcher should be communicated to the all over society present in our surroundings. So, there are certain ways on which communication of research can be possibly made out in a very well scientific based manner. So, we'll see all the things in our today's session right now. So, we'll start with the first aspect of carrying out a research process, that is selection of topic. So, while selecting a topic, following things should be kept in mind. First of all, the topic should be of choice of interest of a researcher to successfully carry out the undergoing research. Furthermore, the second point of while selecting a topic is the relevance. The topic should be of good relevance. It should be providing a maximum benefit to your society, so that research can be carried out more successfully and more potentialized to the society. Furthermore, it should have a good magnitude. Thereafter, there should be abundance of availability of data for our carrying out research. Further, at last, it should not have any kind of ethical issues over it. So, following things should be kept in mind while doing selection of a topic. So, there are furthermore steps in selection of topic. We'll see them one by one. First is identification of general areas of own interest. That thing is done by consultation with guide, office or her own institute. Thereafter, dissect the broad area into the smaller ones. We'll divide the broader aspects of our research into smaller sub-areas of our concern. Thereafter, select the most interesting and relevant sub-areas of our choice. Finally, there is framing of research questions should be there. We'll find out, we'll frame, we will raise certain research questions on that behalf. Thereafter, we will formulate and assess one's objectives. Formulations and assessment of objectives should be done very carefully, very precisely. Finally, understand the research problem thoroughly. Further, rephrase the same form into meaningful terms according to analytical point of view. We have to analyze our undergoing research on the basis of certain statistical softwares and with the help of certain statisticians as well. Thereafter, we will have to undergo its ethical considerations. We have to follow all ethical guidelines so that our research can be successfully carried out furthermore till last. At last, we have to double check each and every aspect of our methodology. So, while selection of a topic, all the furthermore guidelines should be followed at our par level, at our best level. Thereafter, we will go for a second aspect of research process, that is review of literature. So, extensive literature review is an integral part of whole research process as it makes valuable contribution to each and every operational step. So, we need to have exhaustive and extensive literary review to carry out our second step of review of literature, because it has a utmost importance as it brings clarity and focus to the research. It helps in selecting a good methodology. It helps to broaden a knowledge base. At last, it also helps in contextualizing one's own findings. The researcher should be having good command on his contextual based findings on the same thing. Thereafter, we'll go for procedure for review of literature. Now, how to carry out a review of literature, we'll see under this context. Further, we need to have search for a existing literature. We can carry out a searching is essential to rule out what is already present in our ancient text, ancient libraries, manuscripts, whatever the thing which is available to us directly. Thereafter, we can review the selected literature. After performing selection of the available data, we'll go for review of selected literature. After that, we'll develop a theoretical framework to carry out our research. Thereafter, we'll form a conceptual framework for review of literature. There are certain guidelines for writing up the literature reviewed. Literature reviewed can be written as follows. First of all, we'll note down the main themes that have emerged while reviewing the literature. Thereafter, convert these themes into precise subheadings following a logical, progressive manner. Thereafter, record the main findings according to the theme under each subheading. Further, highlight the reasons for and against every argument developed. Thereafter, we have to identify gaps and issues. Thereafter, put forth the researcher's own perceptions about the current research. So, as the entire meaning says, although we do extensive literary review, we undergo several selected literatures for carrying out our literature review. At last, researcher can also suggest something upon his own perceptions for the current research. Thereafter, the third step of research process is formulation of a hypothesis. So, likewise, we all know hypothesis it is all about an assumption. It can be a prediction, or it can be an assertion or an idea about a phenomena, relationship, or a situation of a truth which one do not know. Possibly, it is an outcome of a research, what the researcher brings to take out from the undergoing research. This can be considered under this topic of hypothesis. So, how can we develop the hypothesis? It can be developed by either discussions with guide, experts or colleagues. It can be done by examination of data and records. Thereafter, review of similar studies in the particular area can be done to formulate a good, effective hypothesis. Furthermore, exploratory personal investigations can be undergone to formulate a good hypothesis. So, let's see importance of hypothesis over here as formulation of hypothesis provides a focus in the study. See, the researcher is supposed to be focused on its aim and objectives, what the research is all about, and researcher should not undergo beyond its track or to the right or left of the track. Researcher should keep him or herself on the right track. So, formulation of hypothesis will keep the researcher on the right path. Further, it enhances objectivity in the study. It indicates about the type of data required and type of methods analysis to be used. It enables the researcher to specifically conclude what is true and what is false. The researcher should be able to know what is the right path, which is true, which is false. That thing should be done under this hypothesis. Thereafter, we will go for furthermore step of research process, that is aim and objectives. So, what is aim? Aim states the aspiration, what one hopes to achieve from the research. What is the researcher want to take out from the research? That thing is considered under the concept of aim. Furthermore, aim is a statement of intent which is written in broader terms. Aim is what one hopes to accomplish at the end of research. This is what a researcher try to find out while undergoing research. That thing is done under the concept of aim. So, to successfully achieve the aim, the researcher have to follow certain objectives to effectively carry out that research. So, objectives are the steps to or the way to meet the aim. How to achieve the aim? That thing should be governed by, that should be controlled by the objectives. Researcher should follow all the objectives which should be SMART. So, let's see what is the elongatability of SMART. Objective should be SMART. S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for achievable, R stands for realistic, and T stands for time constraint. So, in that manner, objectives should be SMART. Objectives should be easily achievable, they should be measurable, they should be realistic, they should not beyond our realistic life, and further objectives should be time constrained. Since time limits are of utmost importance, objectives should be kept in mind, they should be time constrained. So, aim describe what one want to achieve, and objectives describe how the one is going to achieve the aim. Objective is overall lay out a plan to accomplish one's aim. Thereafter, we will go for material and methods to achieve, to further carry out the successful research by the researcher. So, this is also one of the most important section of a research process, which provides an overall plan of how the research objectives will be achieved by the specifying following things. Let's see what are those aspects which are carrying out under material and methods. First of all, we will go for the study design. Study design will carry of much more importance for the researcher, so that research should be effectively carried out thereafter. Second should be subjects and sample size. Subjects and sample size will be carried out on the behalf of prevalence of the concerned topic of research. Thereafter, third step is ethical approval. Thereafter, location of data in collection, method of randomization, mechanism and type of blinding, inclusion and exclusion criteria, which is also an important aspect of carrying out some successful research. Thereafter, duration of study should be assessed, details of follow-up, and most important, statistical plans, analytical softwares, and logical tests can be carried out under material and methods. Thereafter, we have observations and result. After successfully carrying out some research, all the collected data should be undergo several observations and possible outcome, possible result should be carried out after performing certain statistical softwares and with the help of statisticians. So, we will do the following things by means of collection of data, analysis of data, testing of hypothesis or generalization and interpretation will be done all the above criteria. Thereafter, we will see for methods of communication of research. Common methods of communication of research we can see here as report writing, oral presentation and poster presentation we are mentioning over here as. So, first we will see report writing. So, there are certain things which the researcher should follow while doing possible communication of research by means of report writing. Let's see what are those. Language of the report should be formal and it should be written in an academic style, not in a journalistic style. So, the thing should be followed is language should be formal and academic style should be followed for a report writing by a researcher. Furthermore, layout of a research report. Layout of research report means as to what the report should contain and what should be its format. There is certain things which should be followed, that format and what thing should be mentioned and what thing not to be mentioned out of the successfully carried out research, that should be taken care of by the researcher. A comprehensive layout of a research report should contain preliminary pages, main text and end matter. The researcher should mention preliminary introduction of the research in the report writing. Thereafter, it should contain the main text, what exactly happened in the research. At the end matter should contain the discussion, result and conclusion of the research. So, preliminary pages if we see, it should contain a title of the research project, it should show name of a researcher, purpose of the research project should be mentioned with date of publication, acknowledgements in the form of preface or the foreword should be thereof, table of contents should be there, list of figures, graphs, table charts and other illustrations should be properly mentioned while writing the preliminary pages. Second is main text. The main text of the report should contain introduction, statement of findings and recommendations, results, implications of the results and at last summary is most important, that should be mentioned while a report writing by the researcher. At last, end matter. If we see the end matter, it should contain appendices in respect of all technical data like questionnaires, what the thing used by the researcher while undergoing the research, that should be mentioned under the topic, the heading of appendix. Thereafter, bibliography, list of all consulted books, journals, periodicals, etc. should be mentioned in bibliography. Index should contain alphabetical listing of names, place and topics with their page numbers should be mentioned in end matter. Second way of communication of research is oral presentation. Oral presentation, while giving, it should see the following things: plan the talk, preparation of the script, presentation, use of various aids. We can use various aids for giving an oral presentation anywhere. So, things which are mentioned on the behalf of oral presentation, that should be kept in mind. Letter of the slide should be at least 2.5 centimeters high when projected at a distance of 6 meters. Slide should be clearly visible from the back row. There should be only about 60 words maximum on one slide. Uppercase of the slide should be used for the title and lowercase for the text. Table should be limited to maximum 4 columns and 7 lines. So, these are certain guidelines which can be accessed on certain platforms by the researcher for preparation of an oral presentation for communication of his and her research. At last, we will see the last method of communication of research in today's session as a poster presentation. General format of a poster has following headings. It should contain a title, introduction, study design, results, conclusion, references, and at last it should have acknowledgements as well. So this is all about for today's session in a brief prescribed manner for research process. There we'll see certain steps which are supposed to be carried out by researcher to effectively carry out a successful research, and even methods of communication of research by means of report writing, oral presentation and poster presentation are done over here. So thank you.